I'm joined now by Snežana Anđelić. As I've mentioned, she's a child psychotherapist who worked with Palestinian children in Gaza and the occupied West Bank between 2015 and 2019. Snežana, great to have you with us on Across the Balkans. Now, we've heard there almost 9,000 children killed so far. Difficult to understand, difficult to report. Are among them anyone who used to work with while your time in Gaza?
It's very hard to get information at this moment from Gaza. I worked with the children's center that was supporting kids with different activities to help them kind of create as normal life as possible. What I heard last is from the child that was really extremely interested in workshops in robotica, and he was really small genius who created amazing stuff from nothing. I've never seen something like that before. What I got information is that his house is bombed. We still don't know if he survived. I mean, it's so hard to think when you see the child with a future, every child should have a future. For me, it's personally so hard to think that this little boy, this small genius, who just needed a couple of batteries, all the wires and everything, and he would create amazing stuff. It's very painful to think that life maybe it's not there anymore, that little boy, this small genius that could have such a great future.
I can imagine how it is for you, especially for people, I think, I mean, it's difficult for all of us to hear stories coming out of Gaza, but for you, as you personally met them, talked to them, it must be even more difficult. What it's like being a child in Gaza, what is that they all had in common, the ones that you get a chance to work with?
Children I worked all over the world, and children are everywhere the same. They just want to have a future. They have dreams. They have fantasies. They are creative. They just want to have, basic life needs covered. And what they need the most is security and safety. So what I see in the children, they just need to feel safe so that they can express their creativity, that they can just enjoy their life.
And these children, they don't have security since the day, most of them, since the day they were born. They were raised not feeling safe and secure. All of us who are parents, we know how significant that is for children. So what are the main issues they face psychologically?
But I could see that these children developed from very early age, what I didn't see in many other countries. They develop sensitivity to survival skills. They have very strong psychological defense mechanisms. So, and they are coping with insecurity every single day. So what I could see is that they have senses, like they react on sounds. They can recognize the sound, especially in West Bank. They could recognize the sounds of military car, of the, when the first shooting comes very early, they would react and run. So it means that those children were exposed to trauma of war in very early age, so that their mind had to develop certain things that none of the other children living in normal society needed to develop. So we have children with cumulative trauma, and their mind and their body fully reacting on what is going on around them. I was amazed, to be honest, to see, for example, a child telling me, "Oh, don't sit there in Laji Center in Bethlehem. Don't sit there because the soldiers will shoot you with the rubber bullets." The child, 6, 7, 8 years old, they knew exactly where you should sit and where you should not sit. So they would run when they hear the sound of the gate opening because they know that the soldiers are coming. So it means that we are talking about highly traumatized children who already developed all kinds of senses in trying to survive what they are experiencing every single day. You know, in Gaza, it's unpredictable. You never know when attack will happen. So every day you wake up with this idea, what will happen today? Unpredictability, it's terrible for children's development. As we know, the children need routine, safety, security, to be free, and for their mind to be free to develop healthy. When we talk about children from Gaza, we are talking about children who are mobilized all the time. Their mind, body, soul, everything is mobilized. And in one hand, they're playing and doing things, everything as a normal child. But on the other hand, one part of the mind, of the brain, is all the time active, waiting for danger to happen. So it's really sad to see the children
Right.
that has to develop
And
that
we
kind
can
of
just
feeling.
imagine the impact that this will have on their lives. You know, we come from the region that has seen its own wars. We know what it means to survive the bombardment, and we know that that changes you forever. What can we all do to help them?
You know, when we were there, we were trying to create that kind of centers to help them have some normality, have something normal. But for the future, it's responsibility for each of us to finally give these people peace, to give them a place to live, to give them a land to work and live on, to give them state, to give them what belongs to every human on earth. So I think those children deserve life like every other child on earth. And when we look at UN conventions on children's rights, why are the Palestinian children not there? Why don't we give them the right of that belongs to every child?
Right.
Who did we write those children rights for if we don't give them to Palestinian children?
Thank you. Thank you for being our guest.